So in this video, we're going to get exactly into why you're good with driver, but not so much with irons. This is a very common thing I have with my students on Skillist, how they'll be absolutely brilliant drivers of the golf ball, but when they get their irons out, they can't stop fatting it, thinning it, pushing it out to the right. Let's get to the bottom of it. Okay, so what we see players doing this specific movement. So this is absolutely fine to do, and you can get away with this with driver. Irons, not at all. And that is as soon as you'll see a player down their downswing, they will start to have this excessive trail side dropping down. Now with driver, you can very much get away with that because that's going to cause your low point to be behind the golf ball when that trail shoulder drops down, and you're going to hit on the up. I would prefer it to happen via your left side extending and trail side dropping down for that, but it's not the worst thing in the world. You're going to probably have a path that might be a little bit more on the inside when you do it also. But you are all day long going to hit some pretty nice drives. Not so much with irons. So when we do this with irons, this is going to create the low point we do not want. Like we said with driver, lowest point of the swing arc gets behind the golf ball when you do this. We don't want that for irons because we want to hit down on it. We don't want to hit up. So that trail side dropping overly down with your irons is going to make you to where your low point is either going to be very level with the golf ball, slightly behind. So you're going to be maybe picky strikers of the golf ball. You're always going to pick it clean. That's a lot of you out there. It's very rare you'll see some players make very good divots. This is exactly why. So what we want to do with irons instead, we want to delay this right shoulder from dropping. We don't want it to happen in mid downswing. It's fine for it to happen going into the golf shot because that's going to help you with your rotation, but it's not going to negatively affect your low point all too much. So I'd rather see players with their irons stay more on top of their lower body in that mid downswing. So you can see where the middle of my chest is really on my belt buckle here as I'm shifting. So that's going to keep me moving forward, and that's going to really prime myself to have this low point be after the golf ball. So I can then have a little side bend going through the shot, which will help with my rotation, but I don't want that to happen earlier. I want it to happen late in the shot. For you golfers who struggle with this, that right side dropping down too much, especially with the irons, I would want you to feel like you're not doing it at all, not dropping the right side down at all, to exaggerate the feeling. Of course, you will be doing it a little bit at the right time, but you've got to feel it extreme. So you really want that upper body to stay nicely on top of the lower body. I like an extreme thought here of having the chest feel like it's getting on top of the left leg. So really quite extreme, almost getting you in front of the golf ball. But when we right side bend too much, or we could say even more than anything, tilt back our shoulders too much, we're way behind our left leg. So it's an extreme feel. So if we do that, there we go. We've hit this much better strike. Let's do a little drill. So here's a drill. Just grab something like this, the swing plate with the extension pole attachment. So you've got this long alignment stick here, and then you just want this just about a hand's distance outside the right hand side of your head. So if you start to move too much to the right away from the target, you're going to hit this with your head. So simple thing, top of the backswing, don't hit it. Downswing, don't hit it. We want to be moving further away from this in the downswing. So if we can do that, we're going to hit these really nice strikes every time. You're going to start to see a little divot form as well. I would dare say advocate for you to do this with drive also if you really drop that trail side down too much. But we know ball position's further forward. We might not want to move as far away from it in a downswing, so we can still guarantee our low points a little bit more behind. But you can try it with driver as well. So have a good go at this. Really quick, simple one for that drill. Really feel like that upper body's more on top of the lower body, almost feeling like it's getting on the left. And you'll be well away to be good with your irons as well. You'll start making some bigger divots also. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So if you follow this, you'll be good with your driver and good with your irons too.